So, all right, guys, welcome to Bricks and Bots, episode 6. Today we're going to be touching on an extension rather than the actual Claude itself. This can tie into virtually everything that we've done before, rather today. More so a little agent helper on the side of what you're actually doing, rather than leaving the site and getting the information from Claude itself. You can use this as a little touch point on each website itself and what you're using.
Yeah, so what we're touching on today is the Chrome extension. Now, it has some really great use cases. It has some others that, it's not fully there yet. And it has a few things that you should probably think twice before allowing permissions, like most of them. But it will allow Claude to gain a lot more context of what you're asking it to do, and in some cases do the tasks for you.
And I mean, it's if we haven't reiterated this at this point, it's, again, this is a beta version of this. Verify, and verify everything that's going on here.
Yeah.
And you can set these things up so they have skill permissions, so they have project permissions, but at the end of the day, especially with the extension, if you're using this on a CRM task, I would do this as a point-by-point, a prompt-by-prompt basis, rather than actually allowing it to have full access and run by itself.
Yeah.
Hopefully from earlier episodes, you've actually gotten to a point where things such as the morning briefing run on their own. I know you were mentioning the other day that you have this run once, maybe twice a day, depending on your day.
Yeah, so the busier days, it'll run twice a day, just so I'm getting the email draft and inbox triage twice a day. If you're getting like 50 or 60 emails a day, it becomes a bit of a task to only address that once in the morning.
But so this specifically, do not let this run on its own just yet, especially if you're new to these types of things. If you've been following along thus far, this is a type of thing where we use as I just said, a point-by-point, a page-by-page basis. If you need a little help responding to a certain email, a certain follow-up, or even creating or devising a follow-up plan for a specific contact, that by now you should be able to write that prompt specifically for this and just save it as a Google Doc, save it as a note actually in Follow-Up Boss. Do not allow this thing to run by itself.
No. So let's hop right into it. So first thing you're going to do is look for this on the Chrome Web Store. Don't Google it and click into random links. And when you're on the Chrome Web Store, it'll always say the extension, published by, and then the publisher. There are plenty of bad actors out there creating kind of forgeries of this, fake apps that are trying to gain full access to your browser. So it will say published by Anthropic, Claude's parent company. Only install that one. It'll have a little verified badge check mark next to Anthropic. Don't install anything that doesn't have that. Or don't be surprised when someone makes off with all your banking info.
Yeah, if it asks for absolutely anything in regards to banking info, personal information, or anything like that, you've downloaded the wrong one. And again, be very, very careful. This should tie in to your main Claude account.
Yes, so as soon as you download it, it will prompt you on how to connect it to your desktop Claude app. Follow the steps there. It's very quick. Usually it's just going to be that you sign in with your same account.
It should be that easy, yeah.
And then you make sure that you're signed in on your desktop app, and they'll talk to each other from then on.
You're good to go. And especially with the new dispatch tool that's just coming out, they should talk back and forth just like your mobile Claude does to your actual desktop Claude. The installation is very simple, super easy. Again, verify it, right? It comes down to it where the permissions that you want to give this thing, as I said, are on a point-by-point basis. When you're typing in the actual sidebar itself, when you're starting out, prompt this thing to do the specific task just once that you want.
Yeah.
Each time, because you're doing this on a point-by-point basis, it should ask you to allow or deny. So let's say we're setting this up as devise a follow-up plan for a specific contact.
Right.
Look into texts that they've responded to. Look into emails that they've responded to, emails that they've opened, if your CRM allows you to see that. Devise a follow-up plan based off of their search criteria, what they're looking for, action plans that have been sent. In that sidebar, just as in the actual desktop or web browser, it will ask you to allow permissions. Now you will get 3 options saying allow access, allow every time, or deny. Or in this case, approve follow-up plan. If you are new to this, you are going to hit allow this time. Do not allow every time, because it just gives you a second look at what's actually happening and what it's actually going to do for the specific contact.
Yeah, and even in the case, even if you're not new to this, even if you used Claude a lot before, do the allow this time the first time you're running a new task, so that you can verify that it's doing what you want the way that you want it before you start allowing it to just roll through permissions, because then it's very hard to catch a mistake 5 steps down the line.
Exactly. And so this is it will actually take over your web browser, so you can test this on things like almost I'd say a dummy version of yourself. So Google a recipe for this, show on screen your actions, right? So it'll actually go in, type down, souvlaki recipe, something outrageously dumb, right? It'll go in, click, and then verify. So how it actually gets this information is it screen captures each page, which can take up quite a bit of data. I would start this also, if you're doing this just as a test basis, run this on Sonnet Medium. Do not click into Opus or Fable just yet, because you will have 2 runs at this before your tokens are done for the day.
Yeah, it'll burn through them quick.
And if you do this 3 days in a row, guess what? Your account's going to be charged quite a bit at the end of the month, because you decided to test this out. So
so it's pretty simple, but just again, like, make sure you're testing it on something just to make sure that it works. And then once you verify that it works, start it off with very simple tasks.
It's also, this will ask a site by site permissions. Huge disclaimer here, guys. You're gonna want to give this access to very specific things and make sure that you are controlling everything. That is why we touch on saying allow this time, because if you are allowing this into your CRM, we have a due diligence. There's huge liability in letting this have free reign over people's personal information, right? And especially giving them access to a full CRM profile. We have a responsibility to protect this information.
Right. So you have to be very selective in terms of what you allow it access to, and when you allow that access, again, allowing this time is a lot different than allowing every time. So yeah, just guys, like everyone who's watching this, everyone who's listening, anyone who's worked in this industry for any degree of time, or any industry, have a little common sense. Just don't give it access to anything that you're not supposed to be saving any of their personal information to your CRM anyway. You're not supposed to have their driver's licenses, their health cards, their passports anyway. But God forbid you do, don't give it access to Claude.
Which is also a huge, I'm not too sure with other CRMs. We use Follow Up Boss, but these client files are integrated right into the actual profile itself.
Right.
Makes it easier on us for further down the lines, you know, when they start talking to a lawyer, a mortgage agent, or anything like that. But giving it access to these types of things will allow it to enhance those images, screenshot them, read it itself.
Yep.
So just, again, be very, very specific in the prompt. If you give this a broad 2-sentence prompt, it will do whatever it thinks is best.
Right.
So teach this as in like it's a 2-year-old child.
Yep.
Do this. I only want you to do this. Give me this.
Yeah.
Flat out.
That ties nicely into the next portion, which is the two different kind of jobs. Your reading jobs and your acting jobs. Reading is kind of like what we were talking about. I want you to read the interactions with this client, text calls, emails, and give me a follow-up plan. So it's going to read. It's not actually impacting the profile at all. It's not changing lead stages. It's not adding tasks. But that is one kind of task, and generally a safer task to begin with.
Of course,
because you're not giving it additional access. You're not telling it to do anything that you would have to then correct on the profile. It's just giving you a plan based on what it read.
And it's still going in and actually saving this as a note.
Yeah.
Will actually allow you to change this, because it is devising this plan based off of the time and date that you run it. So if this person calls you tomorrow and says, hey, I want to buy a home, right? From months of not answering you. I know we literally talked about this the other day where, what was it, 4 years?
4 years with one, yeah.
3 years where this guy was basically dodging you. And then I believe maybe a week ago you actually did a transaction with him. So
he just shows up out of nowhere because he decides he's ready, which is how it always works anyway. But yeah, the whole point of getting this to read, create the task or create the plan for you, and then you going and implementing the plan yourself, is that you don't allow it the ability to just start doing things on its own, and this client doesn't start getting ridiculous emails that are completely out of context after they actually contact you.
And that's just it. And you can ask it for recommendations.
Yeah.
So I have this contact in this stage, right? But they've been reacting to these emails and this, right?
Yep.
Recommend a stage. Recommend a quicker follow-up plan. It will also take into consideration your setup tasks or anything along those lines. So it could recommend you to redo the entire thing, but there's a specific sentence: before any action, ask for my approval.
Yes.
Right? And that will save you so much headache in the long run.
Yeah.
Right? And sorry.
Saying then that ties into the next part, where it is like, if you're asking it to create these tasks and you're asking it to create this plan where it is like, it's there as a task, copy, paste the email and go, make sure again that it's allow this time, that it's ask me before, that you're very specific that you want this plan created in a format where you can copy and paste the emails in, or where it drafts the emails and then you send them, not where it's just sending emails.
Yes. Now you can have this prompt saved in a Google Doc, saved in your notes, and copy and paste every time. Now, is that very tedious? Is it annoying? Yes. But is it also saving you a $10,000 fine from RICO on an Information Act? What is it? I believe it's a PIPEDA, or the Personal Information Protection Act. Yes. So saving you multiple tens of thousands of dollars because you're not disclosing someone's information, and also saving your reputation at the same time here.
Of course.
Now, saying that, anything in regards to actually tying this to the MLS, if you are wanting to devise this to the MLS, we have client-facing MLS sheets for a reason, right? Now, what you can do is download this client-facing MLS sheet, which protects all personal data of the seller, right, and the other agent, which also prevents them from just bypassing you, right, to contact you directly for all this information, which also gives you another layer of protection against yourself. Pull that up into a different actual tab and let it read that just as you would pasting the MLS sheet in the actual Claude web browser itself, right?
Yeah.
And so that again protects yourself, right? We recommend wholeheartedly, do not connect this to any MLS sheet, right?
Yeah, don't connect it to the MLS system, certainly, and don't allow it free reign if you're using any MLS data on it, because I'm pretty sure you saw the new terms of service that came out. Now, while there hasn't been any report published on what caused it, it reads like someone had their AI assistant going in and scraping a ton of data off the MLS system and either reposting it or reblogging it or formatting it in such a way that Cornerstone, Matrix were not super happy with it.
Because they just hit allow all. And there's also, we're a part of multiple different Claude kind of groups or fan pages on Facebook, and how many of them just basically say, how do I connect Claude to my MLS? How do I connect Claude to FUB or whatever? The most liked comment on all of them is just don't.
Every single time.
Simply don't, right? Now, this extension prompt allows you, I'm not going to say a way around that, but a much safer way to require or get the information that you want without ruining people's lives or your business.
Yeah, this ultimately boils down to showing some good judgment. You're not uploading realtor photos, you're not uploading contracts. Please don't upload contracts. You're not uploading any of the client's information. You're using this ultimately as an assistant to compile information or to connect two pieces of information and give you context.
Exactly.
But you're not just feeding it information endlessly.
So after that, guys, it's very, very simple. I think at this point that we're going to get a little bit more in depth with specific things, not so much broader range with these topics. Hopefully by this point, you've kept up to date with all the episodes. We've been providing you enough value. This is just a little step into a deep dive into what these things can actually do, and what we have for you guys on the back end. What we're doing is absolutely insane, especially with Claude's updates, right, and everything that they're coming up with on their end. Now, again, these are betas, guys. These are not foolproof. These are not perfect, right? Verify the information. Our huge recommendation is, again, like I spoke on earlier, is try this on a very dumb, repetitive task, right? And I don't know, well, how many times did you run the actual CMA report to get it looking how it did today?
Yeah, I mean, probably 10 or 15 times on different properties. We used our own listings and our own team listings to make sure that it actually was reproducing the data accurately. But ultimately, guys, if you want to learn this stuff, the best way to do it is actually try. So pick a task that you think would be useful in day-to-day, install the extension, set it at trying that task, and then do that 10, 15, 20 times. You can, with these, if you're doing something simple, like follow-up engagement, emails, text, you can absolutely do those like 15, 20 times in a day. It's not going to run out of tokens on something as simple as that. So just try it until you fine-tune it, and then once you've kind of gained that trust and gained that experience,
the confidence in it, yes.
Then you can move on to more extensive tasks. But
and you're running this, so for all people who are just getting into the series or just getting into AI usage in their business itself, we are very, very thorough with this. We have calls on 2-3 times a week where, hey, I learned this. I know you recently did a course, and the first thing you did was pick up the phone and call me, and you're like, dude, I need your ear. We were on the phone for 45 minutes just with what you've learned from that basic course. Now, it comes down to it where, again, we are both very, very thorough with this. someone who's experienced with it is running it 10 to 15 times to get it done properly.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't know what they're doing, or someone who is new to it, double that.
Yeah.
Right? Practice, guys. Just practice.
Yeah.
Right?
Ultimately, just keep it simple. Practice a simple task. Once you get that down, move on to the next thing. So I think that's what we should leave you with today is you can listen to these episodes all you want. You can listen to all of them. You can come to our classes at the brokerage, but ultimately, if you don't actually put it into practice, it's not going to be of any use to you at all.
Exactly. You have to do this every single day. And now saying that, guys, hopefully today, once you install this extension, we will have both our Instagrams in the description and also kind of a mini prompt. You know, let's throw in there a little bit of help just for the actual follow-up or follow-up plan per everybody. We'll throw that in there as well. Any questions, either of us on Instagram, shoot a message. Also if there's anything that you would like us to do an episode on, anything that you think you feel would be helpful towards you guys, throw it in the comments, shoot us a message. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And till next time, take it easy.
All the best, guys.